true contentment really only lies in God. And so all of the material things that we chase after, like, it's all pointless. It's so easy during the Christmas season to be ungrateful, but this is the time we should be the most grateful because of what God has done for us. We should be content in everything God has to offer for us. So yeah, I guess like what I'm really trying to say is, like, it's okay to want stuff. It's okay to have a Christmas list, but it's also important to be content with what you have, and it's important to be grateful. Hello and welcome to the Living Life for Real podcast. I'm your host, Evelyn Byers. And today, as promised, I will be delivering you a episode on contentment. Better late than never. It was supposed to come out last week, but I definitely fell behind. The holiday season has been a lot. Like, I've just had a lot of new things going on. I have a new job, and I've got a lot of school still to finish up, and just like all kinds of stuff going on top of just like all the busyness of the holidays. So I've been falling a little bit behind, but I've also been trying to like not beat myself up, because every time I fell behind, I'm always just like, Evie, like, come on, like, you shouldn't be behind. But then I just remind myself, like, it's okay, like, life is busy, like, things happen, and it's okay. And so I never want people to feel obligated to listen to the podcast, and I don't want to ever feel like I have to like make sure it's done on time, because I want this to be a blessing to others. And I know that if I feel like I have to do it and I'm like forcing myself all these deadlines when I'm really busy, like, it's not going to be my best work. And so I want you guys to be able to experience my best work, and I want to be able to give my best work. But yeah, like, it's been so busy lately, and like, even there's been so much snow, and so even that just like makes things that wouldn't take that long take even longer, because you have to like double your time to just like drive. Because like, I try to drive pretty carefully in the snow, and so it takes me a lot longer to like get places. And so even that, it just like adds extra time. And when you shave off, like, well, not shave off, I guess add on like 15 minutes here and then 15 minutes there, it's like, boom, you've got like an hour of your day less than normal. It's kind of crazy, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I need to stop just yapping at this point. I need to lock in. But anyways, yes, contentment. Today we will be talking about contentment, and I have some good scripture for you guys about that. And yeah, let's just get into it. The first thing I have for you guys is Ecclesiastes 6:6. And I'm just going to say right now, like, all of Ecclesiastes is so good when it comes to this topic. Like, I don't feel like I realize how much, like, I put value in my stuff until I reread Ecclesiastes. Like, it's one of my favorite books just because, like, every single time it's like, hits you over the head. Also, sorry, that was low-key kind of awkward. I don't know why I made that sound effect. But anyways, yeah, so all to say, yeah, Ecclesiastes is a really good book. I love it. It's my favorite. And yeah, it will hit you over the head. It will clock you real hard if you let it. But anyways, yeah, so Ecclesiastes 6:6, he might live 1,000 years twice over, but still not find contentment. And since he must die like everyone else, well, what's the use? Like, this verse is literally saying, also, this episode is going to be kind of chaotic, but I when I've watched my episodes back, like when I'm editing them, I realize that every single time I read a verse, I always say, this verse is literally saying, like, I don't know, it's kind of giving me the ick about myself lately. But anyways, this verse is telling us that, okay, now I need to like reread it. Sorry guys, give me a second. Okay, yeah, it's telling us that basically we could live our lives again and again and still never find contentment. We could have everything we want and still not be content. We could, I don't know, have, yeah, everything we've ever dreamed and not find contentment, because true contentment really only lies in God. And so all of the material things that we chase after, like, it's all pointless. It's all useless. And I think I don't know. I think it's just so important to remind yourself of that, especially during the Christmas season. Because I don't know about you, but I always have a very long Christmas list, and it's I don't know. I feel bad about it sometimes. I'm like, dang, why do I want that much stuff? Why do I need that much stuff? Like, I really don't. That's on me. That's on me for like not being content, and I that's something like even working through, or even like lately, like I've been shopping a lot because now where I'm working, I'm like driving by the mall all the time. And so it's really easy to just be like, oh, I'm just going to stop while I'm on my way. Like, might as well. Like, I'm on my way home, but I'm seeing Target. Like, okay, Bath and Body Works is right there. Like, why not? It's so easy to just stop. And then I'm buying all this stuff, and it's literally around Christmas time, and I'm like, I'm about to get more stuff. Like, why am I shopping? I don't need to. And so I feel like it's so easy during the Christmas season to be ungrateful, but this is the time we should be the most grateful because of what God has done for us. We should be content in everything God has to offer for us because he came to earth as a baby and lived a perfect life when he didn't need to. He could have stayed up in heaven, living his best life, and we could have been staying here on earth like I don't know where I was going with that, but we could be staying on earth living bad lives, but he chose to come so that we could be saved and we could be with him because he loves us. And so, like, we should be grateful that he chose that. He lived for us and then he died for us. And so, I think it's so important just to be grateful for how much grace we have and how much love God has for us and how much he did as a sacrifice for us when I can guarantee you we are barely even like close to being on that same level of sacrifice for him. Like, there's no way we will ever achieve that kind of sacrifice that he has for us. So we should be immensely grateful for everything God has done, and yet we're like, okay, well, I want some new Nikes. Okay, well, I want this new trendy shirt. Or for me, I asked for a matcha set for Christmas because I low-key am addicted to matcha, and I want to be able to make it at home for free. So like but I don't need it. I don't need a matcha set because I have God's love and that's all I need. But I'm still asking for it. Okay, but anyways, yeah, this episode, like, it's so everything I'm gonna say, it's so much easier said than done. Like, I know I'm still struggling with like being content because again, like, it's so easy to like want all this new stuff, but the reality is, like, we don't need it. All we need is God, and He's already given us enough. And I guess the point of this episode isn't necessarily for you to, like, delete your entire Christmas list or be like, okay, I'm completely grateful for everything that I have, and I'm never going to want something else again. Like, I know that's not realistic because I read Ecclesiastes. I try to read it at least about once a year, especially when it gets closer to the holidays. I haven't read it yet this year. I'm not sure if I'll read the whole thing or if I'll just read a couple little passages like I just read for you guys. But I think it's just so important to remind yourself of that like everything we chase is pointless. It's meaningless except for God, and that's what we really need to focus on, and that's the reason for the season. Like, even though that's such a cliche saying, it's true, and it's what we should be focusing on, and how much we're grateful and we're content in that rather than our discontentment and wanting just more and more stuff. So yeah, I guess like what I'm really trying to say is, like, it's okay to want stuff. It's okay to have a Christmas list, but it's also important to be content with what you have, and it's important to be grateful and to just find your joy, your true joy in God and in Him rather than material things of the world, because those are the things that won't last. Those are fleeting, and God is just so much better and so much bigger than any of it, and that's the only place we'll really find true joy. All right, up next I have Philippians 4:11 through 13, and Philippians 4:13 is probably the most like taken out of context verses that we have, but we are going to read it in its full context today. So here we go. Not that I was ever in need, for I have learned how to be content with whatever I have. I know how to live on almost nothing or with everything. I have learned the secret of living in every situation, whether it is with a full stomach or empty, with plenty or little, for I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. Now, that last verse is the part that is usually taken out of context. People will say, oh, I can just do whatever I want. Like, I could literally do anything. I could fly because I can do anything with Christ. That's not at all what this verse is saying. This verse is saying I could survive on nothing. I could endure the hardest thing that there is. I could face starvation. I could face persecution because God's with me and he can push me through it. I mean, it's also saying like I could have everything and still do it in God's strength, but it's also saying like it's not all gonna be just this like happy like fairy tale that we're gonna live. And so I think that's what we need to remind ourselves, like we should find contentment in all of those situations, whether a loved one just passed away and this is your first Christmas without them and it's really hard and now you have to get through the season without them, or you just lost your job. I don't know everybody's situations, but finding contentment in all of those situations is what's important. Either way, you could be discontent or you could be content. It's the choice that you make, and whether you're choosing to be content in what God has given you and all the blessings he has for you and his sacrifice, or you're choosing to wish that you had more or that God would bless you more, because it's so easy to be ungrateful and to wish God would give us more. But in the end, like he's given us enough, and really he's given us more than enough, honestly. Like his sacrifice that he made for us is more than enough, let alone the fact that like he's given me a roof over my head. He's given me a family and all of these extra things. Like those are blessings that I should be content in versus being discontent and wishing I had a matcha set. Like I don't need matcha, even though I really like it. But you know what I'm saying? Like I don't need it. And I think it's just important to remember that during this season. And I'm not saying this like that you guys feel guilty or like to ruin the Christmas season for you, because I want you to have a good Christmas and I want to have a good Christmas. Like it's amazing. It's a special and magical time. And I think it's important to remember why and to remember the center of it. Like I just listened to the new Forrest Frank song, well, Forrest Frank and Jake, and it's called like Christmas, like Christ is in capital letters and then Miss is in lowercase. And basically the whole song is like saying that we should be putting like God at the center of Christmas again, because we've drifted so far from that. And I think that song is very valid for that, because it's so easy to forget or to just, oh, I'm going to read the Christmas story on Christmas Eve and I'll attend the Christmas Eve service and that's good. Like that's enough. I've made it about God enough. Now I'm going to make it about presents and about family and about all these things. And those can be good things. Like it's important to value your family during the Christmas season, but it's also important to remember why. Now I have one more verse. It's short and sweet, but it gets to the point. 1 Timothy 6:8. So if we have enough food and clothing, let us be content. And it's not saying like, it's like when it says if you have enough food and clothing, it's not saying, do I have enough money to go out to eat every night? And it's not saying, do I have enough clothing that I can wear a different outfit every single day? That's not what it's saying. It's saying, do I have enough food and do I have enough clothing? Like, are you not starving? Are you clothed every single day? Like, do you have clothes on your body? Okay, you have clothes? Okay, you have food? You're good. Be content in that. That's what this verse is saying. And so I think it's easy to take that for granted. Like if I literally all that I had was just the clothes that were on my body and enough food to scrape by every single day, like it would be hard. and I would probably find it hard to be content, but that makes where I'm at now like seem even more so like I should be content. Like if God is saying that even those people that barely have anything to get by should be content, then how much more so should I be? How much more so should you be? Like, I think that really just puts it into perspective is that every person, no matter where you're at, we should be content because God is enough. God has loved us, God has saved us, and God has gave up his life for us, and that's enough. That will always be enough, and that's something to always remember this Christmas season. The Christmas season is about Jesus. He's the reason for it. He's why we give gifts in the first place, because he was given gifts. Like, again, I'm not saying gifts are bad. I'm not saying that buying stuff is bad. I'm not saying that, gifting is bad. I'm not saying any of that because I love that part of Christmas. I think it's so fun to pick out gifts. I do love receiving gifts. Like, I don't think that that's wrong, but I do think it's just something to be mindful of where your heart's at. And I think you can enjoy a gift and be grateful for what you already have and be grateful for what God has already blessed you with, and to just be grateful for another blessing rather than wanting something on your list and wanting it so bad and not being content if you don't get it, or, not being content if there's just you ask for so many things and you get all of the things you want except for this one thing, and because of that one thing you're discontent. I think that's when we need to be careful, and we want to make sure our mindset's in the right place because we already have more than enough, and God loves us, and we're blessed. So yeah, that's just where I'm going to end it, because we are blessed and God loves us, and we should just be joyful and content in that this Christmas season and all the time. So yeah. You guys have a Merry Christmas. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the show, and just have an amazing day, an amazing week, and an amazing Christmas.